like Al-Kebulan that our learned brothers and sisters are busy throwing around as Al-Kebulan. It's not African, it's Arab. Africa never had a name as a continent, as a whole continent. This continentalism and Pan-Africanism, which then attempt to impose one particular name, as if the 3,000 tribes of Africa, the 54 countries in Africa, were calling this continent with that name. It's a 20th and 21st century creation of black scholars. And some, they go to that extent of breaking it down, Afuraka, but Africa comes from Scipio Africanus. So it's a name imposed by the Romans. Now, this is another problem of our scholars when they are desperately attempting to Africanize things that are not necessarily African. So there are others who break it down and say Af means the mouth, Ra is the light, Ka, this is the mouth of the light of, they come up with all sorts of things. But Africa, the continent, we never had one singular name for this continent, number one. Number two, you have other names like Al-Kebulan that our learned brothers and sisters are busy throwing around as Al-Kebulan. It's not African, it's Arab. Al-Kebulan. Once it says Al, it's Arabic, it's not African. So they sound nice to the woke and the conscious that this is Al-Kebulan, it's like they know something, but really they did not even make a research on that name. The same as people who call in South Africa Azania. And you ask them, which tribe of the Azanians are South Africans? Which language is Azania come from? Is it Pedi? Is it Xhosa? Is it Zulu? Is it Sotho? Is it Ndebele? Of course it is not. It's Arabic. It means Azanj, the land of the slaves. The Arabs used to refer to the Swahili coast between Sofala and Kilwa. They used to refer to that place as Azania, which means the land of the slaves, because that is where the Arabs were taking their slaves. Like the African Union make the same mistake and say Swahili is an African language. But Swahili is 50% African, 50% Arabic. It is not 100% Bantu, it's not 100% African. Swahili comes from the word Swahil, which means the language of the coast. It's a lingua franca. It was a language of trade between the Arabs and the African. So that is why Swahili have names like Thursday is Al-Hamis, which is Arabic Al-Hamis. Law in Swahili is Sharia. A whole lot of Swahili words are themselves Arabic word because of that cultural crossbreeding that was taking place between the slave and the slave master, the slave trader and the slave catchers. Because of laziness to do research, then they go and pick up Swahili and said, oh, it's African language because about 6-7 countries in Africa are speaking it, particularly in the east of Africa, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, Congo. You have people who speak in Swahili, and I speak Swahili among the 14 languages that I speak. I speak Swahili too. But it is not African, in spite of the fact that it is widely spoken in Africa. Otherwise, if we are going to select a language on the basis of its widely spokenness, then English will be African.
French even.
French will be African.